Jerome Span. Of course, I'm here to tell you about our sponsor today. And our sponsor is, of course, and will forever be longstanding. Hey, mind you, he don't give me no money, but this is my man's. I got to hold him down. It is Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, Swopes is out here trying to change lives. He's trying to help get these young athletes into college each and every week. Every day he dedicates a lot of time to this. This man has a serious passion for helping others further their education and further their lives in with a lot of great ways. They are on Facebook. Make sure you look up Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Swopes is spelled Swopes. It is ran by Mr. Nathaniel Swopes Jr. He is the man in Houston, if y'all don't know. But yes, make sure you go check him out if you're trying to get your kid into school, or hell, if you're even a kid here that's thinking about going into school and you want to try and keep playing, keep your athletic career going, make sure you go check out Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. He is the man that's going to help you keep that dream going. So make sure you follow them on Facebook, and you can get right a hold of Mr. Swopes there. He will help you get into college and keep your dream going for continuing to play your sports. So again, people, Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Check it out now. Help change some kid around you that you know's future, or hell, even your future.
Yeah, Enigma in the house. My man J-Span, Titan Studios. It's called From the Heart. Keeping it real is what all the song's about. Never selling your soul. Always staying true to yourself. Alright, yeah. Check it out. Money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the start. Man, money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money.
And welcome back to your favorite weekly sports show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is ITC Sportsball, and I am your man, Jerome Span. Of course, prettiest face on ITC. Don't believe nothing that Terrell's trying to say over there. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get those introductions rolling. And, of course, we have got the originator of this whole ITC thing. Some of y'all know him as the Ace. Some of y'all know him as Pop. If you get into his face, he will put you into your place. He is that man, ladies and gentlemen, Terrell.
Glorious.
I guess he's Bobby Roode this morning, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, of course, we've got ITC's resident hot take spitter, the man who rips like Dylan spits. He is the modern day Ali on the microphone. When he steps into your home, all your ladies is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, he is that man.
You know it's your boy Mace here, ready to go with the hot takes. Let's get it.
Of course. And might as well get the show rolling right away because we have got plenty to talk about. And look at what we got up first, ladies and gentlemen. It is another NBA playoff update. Over this last week, we saw a couple of these series get resolved. We now know what 3/4 of the conference finals teams are going to be. And we have a big game 7 today. So let's start right there, gentlemen. We're talking about this game 7, T-Wolves and Nuggets. Mace, who you got?
Honestly, bro, this one is really up in the air. Like I picked the T-Wolves to make it to the finals, but their supporting cast looks like they're just not ready. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I mean, Ant may be able to one game hero ball this one and just drag them boys to the dub because they are the more talented team.
Mm-hmm.
But having the experience that Denver has really proven itself in this series that in those close games is they can figure it out at the end of the game. Like I said earlier, and I'm pretty sure it was last week's show, that 1-5 pick and roll with Jamal Murray and Jokic is the deadliest combo in the finals right now. And late in game, knowing that you can lean on that, I don't think T-Wolves have one set way to score or one set on offense that they can lean on end of game. So, I mean, if the T-Wolves can't pull away early, Thunder and Nuggets. Look at us being old.
You didn't say that with a lot of conviction, Mace. You said that kind of like you were like, I don't know if I really believe this.
You're right.
I thought Mace was just doing a preview of the conference finals. I'm just like,
listen, bro.
I'm pretty sure it's Thunder.
Listen, bro.
Hey, Mace,
I'm gonna retract because
Mace.
that was sounding good though. You can't lie, it was sounding good though. Like I had it down.
Mace, I can't
Thunder
even blame
and
you.
Nuggets.
I can't even blame you because Jerome's the one who said Timberwolves and Nuggets. So you were going off of him.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my fault, bro.
Listen, bro. I'm the youngest one here, bro. But I probably had the least amount of sleep today. So give me some grace, man. But I mean, the same logic applies though. I really just don't feel like the Thunder are prepared. I think it's just gonna be one of those deals where they're I've been saying this, bro. They need a number two. Like I said, I hoped Chet would be the number two, right? But he's not. So I think they are still lacking a number two offensive threat. And it's definitely gonna be. Dang, man, I really said T-Wolves, bro. I'm salty now.
No, man, I set you up. No, I'm not gonna do that to you. I set you up. That's on me. I totally said T-Wolves, and I meant to say that. The worst part is, literally, in my phone, I had written Thunder and Nuggets. And I looked at it right before the show, like right before the intro ended, and I still said T-Wolves. So that's not on you.
Well, you're a little distressed right now. I saw that private message. You're a little distressed right now. So I'm gonna give you some grace. But yeah, thank you for catching that, by the way. But Devo, yeah, man. I still think the same logic applies, man. The Thunder are gonna have to lean on how they've played all season, and we know sometimes regular season success just doesn't translate to the playoffs, and this may be one of those cases where it doesn't. Dang, man, you got to put it up on the screen.
I had to, because I got to give shout out to Devo for that. Thank you, Devo. We appreciate you, brother. But T,
man, it really feels like they're not ready.
I got to ask you, T. Now, Thunder and Nuggets. Excuse me, sorry about that. Make sure I said it right this time. Thunder and Nuggets. We've seen it's been, the Thunder have been very up and down in this series, right? We've seen what Mason's talking about. At times, they look very woefully prepared for the moment, right? They look as if they are the young team that they are. We know also the Nuggets up and down, and now it's looking like Gordon is going to be out for Game 7 with the hamstring injury. Who do you think is taking this one?
Ooh, that's a rough one. Because I say
it is.
Because the thing is, if you watch this series, you've seen both teams just kind of like you see one game and then all of a sudden the other team comes back and just like, nah, we about to show you who we are. So it's a rough one. Because if I go with, because I have two picks, obviously. But like I say, I have the emotional pick and I have the pick I want, Man,
I asked you who is going to win. Nigga, I ain't asking you for emotions. You ain't Carl Thomas, nigga. You ain't out here trying to be emotional. I said, who's going to win this Game 7 tonight?
I was thinking more so, it's just emotions taking me over. But can't say too much more of that. Otherwise, we're going to end up having a copyright issue. But
if you don't hurry up and pick.
Well, maybe it's people that
he's still over.
Maybe people didn't interrupt me. I'm saying he just keep interrupting me.
He's doing all this fucking filibustering. Pick somebody.
Well, you and your wife do call me a politician. Anyways, so with that being said, I got to go with the experience of the Denver Nuggets.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. So for me, I was leaning the same way as you guys. I was leaning the Nuggets until that Aaron Gordon report came out. Once that came out, I went the other way. I think Gordon has been very, very vital to them in every game they've won, especially on the defensive end and rebounding. That is something that he brings every night. Even if Aaron Gordon is not having a good shooting night, he is going to bring good offensive energy, rebounding, and great defense every night. That's what he does. That's what you know is a guarantee he's bringing those 3 prongs. So them not having that, I think this is finally a game where Chet can go off because Gordon is going to be out and because he's not going to be facing such a versatile defender. I think Chet finally has the game that we've been waiting for. Thunder win this game. I think it's going to be close. I will say
I'm not mad at it. I just know that what I can get out of Jokic and Murray in a needed game, that's a known commodity, right? So I'm kind of going with the known commodity at this point.
Absolutely. I can understand that. I get it. Now, as we said, we did also see some series end over this last week. We saw the very, very unfortunate injury that happened to Jason Tatum. So I do want to touch on the Boston Celtics right now. And not so much what happened in this series, because we all kind of saw it, right? The Knicks were the better team in this. Even when Tatum was there, it's arguable to say that the Knicks were still the better team, right? What does Boston's future look like now when you have Tatum and you've got Brown? And honestly, Mace, it's looking like Porzingis might be just done, brother. Like it doesn't seem like that guy can stay healthy at all at this point. So I got to ask, what do you think the Celtics' future looks like now with this Jason Tatum Achilles injury included?
So I think the team's going to look a whole lot different next season. It has to. I want to say Horford, this is his final year of the deal. I don't see him coming back. I think he can be enticed to leave to go somewhere else. Like you said, Porzingis can't stay. I don't think he'll retire. Somebody's going to offer with the lack of true big men in the league right now, a guy that can hit a corner 3 and still move his feet relatively well. I mean, we're not asking big men to be perimeter stoppers or anything like that, but a guy that's can still move his feet enough for the help defense to help him on pick and roll switches. He'll find a home. He'll get another solid contract and find
team
a
in
home.
LA that can use him.
1,000%. But the Achilles injury that's gonna side. I don't expect we'll see Tatum playing basketball next season.
No, I think next season's out of that. We're not even doing that. Look at what happened with Kevin Durant and his Achilles. We are not seeing Jason Tatum next season.
The only thing that I can say that is sometimes these young boys bounce back a little quicker. So I'm not going to rule it out that he can make an appearance in the playoffs next season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. No Tatum, potentially Horford's leave somewhere else. I think they have one more significant free agent as well. Yeah, man. Boston's got to switch it up. I've been saying it for years, man. They won the title with the team as it is, and that really surprised me. But I've been saying for years that team needs to get some new faces in and choose either Tatum or Brown. And I think by force they have to choose Brown next season. So the team will be catered to him. I think they'll try to shuffle some pieces and move in, bring in some shooters around Brown. But shout out to the Knicks though, man. Shout out to Bruh, man. I know he. Hey, bro, you can't tell him nothing right now.
We gonna get to the Knicks right after the Celtics. I want to give T his chance to talk about what he feels like their future is going to look like, and then of course we do have to talk about the Knicks because that is one of the biggest stories out here in basketball. Period. And I'm not a damn Knicks fan, so you can't say I'm biased on this. But T, Boston's future. We Mace has really stated a lot there. They've said, hey, we're invested in Brown and Tatum. Like he said, now they're at a point where they're probably going to have to just build a team primarily around Brown because they don't really know what Tatum's going to be when he comes back. What do you feel like their future looks like? Because this is a team that last year after they won the championship, we all felt, and over the course of this year, we felt they had a good chance to get back to the NBA Finals. So what do you feel like their future looks like now?
I mean, you can't touch bases on it without talking about the fact that, that Achilles is not going to be – we don't know the type of player that Tatum's going to be. But they are going to have to go chips all in on Jaylen Brown, and that's a guy who if you've paid attention to the guy, he wants that, but he knew he had his partner in crime, and we don't know. And once again, we don't know what Tatum's going to look like. So yeah, I think we are definitely going to see a very different Boston team next season. Like I say, because I don't know who all his contracts and stuff like that. I don't know what kind of trades they're going to look to make. But I suspect that we're going to see a very different team next year. And I'm kind of worried about the team that they put together next year. Not out of like the fact of worry that they're not going to be good. I mean, the fact that if they put the right pieces in the right places and get these guys on the same level, let's say, we probably going to be talking about Boston like commentators was talking about them in the 80s.
So here's their contract situation, just so I can make sure I put it out here for both of you guys here. So next year, Brown, Tatum, Holiday, Porzingis, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Baylor Skelman, excuse me, Xavier Tillman Sr., Naimus Queta, Sam Hauser, Jordan Walsh, and J.D. Davidson are all under contract. Davidson is the only one that I believe it is a team option, so they probably won't bring him back. But, yeah, and at that, Porzingis is going to be making $30 million a year. Derek White's going to be making 28. Drew Holiday's making 32. And Brown's making 53. Tatum's making 54. So they're going to be pretty cap strong. It's going to be hard. I think, in all honesty, it's going to be hard to move some of these pieces based off of those contracts, right? We're looking at Derek White, who I don't think he is worth almost $30 million to any team except for Boston. Porzingis, I don't think he's worth $30 million for any team right now except for Boston. So I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to move some of those pieces.
They'll just do what every other NBA team does and just trade a 2030 first round draft pick.
But that's not the way they get down,
they'll trade the rights to an 8th grader. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? It's so crazy, bro. They'll trade the rights to an 8th grader right now, But
that's I feel you, but that's not something that they traditionally do, right? They don't traditionally go out trading off their assets because this is how they kept bringing in youthful players, right? This is how they were able to get in like a Derek White eventually because they kept having so many swings that, hey, we're going to get guys like Peyton Pritchard, right? They hit on these picks, so I just don't see them doing that. It's not their style. Maybe you're right, Mace. I think there's at least a chance. I will say that there's at least a chance.
Like I said, to make that roster, to augment that roster, they have to use draft picks, right? Because Derek White by himself in a deal doesn't move the needle. Peyton Pritchard doesn't move the needle, and the other guys you mentioned outside of Brown and Tatum are a bunch of who that's. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna take Porzingis with his injury history. Like he's a piece in the trade, but he is not the trade. You know what I'm saying? Him and Derek White are both in that option of like, hey, by the way, because we have to keep the cap numbers similar, I'll slide this guy in. They're those type of players at this point.
Absolutely. Now, we got to get to those New York Knicks because I think they are probably the biggest story in this playoffs. Fellas, the Knicks look like they are a team that is primed to try and go to the finals, but they are about to run up against a team that has been red hot, and we're going to call them Terrell's Indiana Pacers because he's the one that really had the faith in this team before the playoffs started. We made our picks. Shout outs to Elmer. Yes, sir. Let's go Knicks. I ain't mad at you. But we really, really didn't have the faith like Terrell did. So we'll start right here with you, T. We're looking at the Knicks now, right? And I'll give you a chance to talk about your Pacers, but we're looking at the Knicks. How impressed are you by their overall performance in the playoffs so far?
Man, like this is a team that I the best way I can say it is the Knicks have achieved where I thought they would be. I thought the Knicks were going to make a nice run into the playoffs, and I knew that they would get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, once again, like I say, that's something that I formulated in my head months ago, like I say, when we were talking about who we saw coming out of the East or going to the finals. But this is a team that is doing what they need to do right now. This is a team that you cannot deny them. They are under. Let's say they were completely. Like say they were a team that if you would have told me the New York Knicks were gonna make it to the conference finals 5 years ago, I'd have been like, "What are you smoking? And how could I get some?" But now, just the mentality of this team, and I know and I know everybody is like kind of in the back of their head hoping that there's a New York Minnesota NBA Finals because of everything that happened. Over the past offseason. But I hold true where I'm going, you know, because hey, I don't know about y'all, but I've really been enjoying these conference final videos to my way, you know, with Brunson and Halliburton. Okay, I don't know if y'all been seeing them, but hey, I ain't mad at it. But the New York Knicks, you got to tip your cap to them. They have been playing wonderfully this season. I think so many people thought that they were going to run into Boston and be like, oh, we're done. Nope. They showed up, handled business. Yeah, unfortunately, Tatum went down. But like you said, Jerome, New York was looking good even with Tatum around. So,
if we're being frank, for all the Celtics fans being mad at if they want to be mad at us, right? Listen, dog, y'all were still down 9 and with Tatum going crazy in that game that he got hurt. Y'all were about to lose. That series was done, baby. It was over with. It wasn't happening. If y'all had your best game out of Tatum in that series and y'all still was about to lose, it was over with. When it's not even play that game. But now, gotta ask, so T, you have had all the faith in the Indiana Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton up to this point. By the way, shout out to WWE for predicting this months ago and having both of these gentlemen in the building to get now they're up here putting up videos for it.
They knew the script, bro. Adam Silver sent them boys over the script. He sent them boys over the script, bro. They knew, dog. They knew.
But yeah, all that being said, T, you have been the person that I consume some sports media, right? You guys both know this. You've been the one person that I've really seen that's been like, yo, Indiana is that team in the East. Are you sticking with them now? Who you got in the conference finals? Pacers and Knicks, baby.
Is that really a question you're asking me right now, Jerome? But yeah, I'm gonna do my best impression. Pacers in 5. I wasn't gonna do the long drawn out thing. Nah, I ain't about to try and rip and run. Nah, Pacers in 5.
Mace, I know you've been impressed with the Knicks over the course of the season. I know you finally can actually, you know, claim your man's big cat, you know, because he ain't been out there
that's
acting.
Not my man's, bro.
One of these days you're gonna claim him, Mace. One of these days, dog. One of these days you're gonna claim him. That's your man's right there. But both of these teams been utterly impressive. But I want to stick with the Knicks here, Mace. I want to ask you before I ask you who got this series. How do you feel about their overall performance in the playoffs so far? Because, I mean, this is a team that a lot of people would have argued that they did not have the pieces necessary to really make this run and that you couldn't trust in players like Cat, who he's had his moments, but for the most part, he's been pretty trustworthy for that team, right? How do you feel about their overall performance?
Jalen Brunson, one of them ones, bro. This man got away. This man got away from Luka and thrived since. This man, they got a lot of dogs on. They got a lot of gritty players on that team, and then they got Cat. And yeah, man, this is gonna be a very enjoyable series. Since I don't know who to pick yet, I'm still kind of up in the air because ever since Halliburton, ever since they start publicly saying Halliburton's overrated, my man been out there.
He said, "I'm overrated. Hold my beer."
Listen, bro. Y'all seen the Chappelle Show episode with Prince hooping? Halliburton been hooping. That man has been hooping. Him and that ugly jump shot been giving people buckets.
I before I speak on Halliburton, I do want to say the Knicks, for our Knick fan homies like Elmer, like Brudman's been on this since last year, right? He told us last year that if they got rid of Randall and got somebody else in there, they had a chance, right? This literally what Brudman told us. So shout outs to you, Rock, for telling us that, because you was on the money. They got rid of that nigga, and it seemed like the whole team was like, yes, we don't have to deal with Eeyore no more. And it works out for them. So they have been utterly impressive. Jalen Brunson has shown me that, like May said, he is absolutely one of those guys. He is a top 10 player in the league in my mind, because if you are a guard his size and you are able to still do the things that he's doing consistently, you're a top 10 player. I don't care what anybody has to say. As far as the Pacers go, excuse me. Hey man, Halliburton's on a heater right now, bro. This you know what this feels very much like, Mace? And I know it's a different sport, but this feels like Joe Flacco on his heater, where it was like right time, and all of a sudden that nigga just got hot, and it was like, oh my God, is he one of the best in the league? Don't get me wrong. I think Halliburton, as far as overall quality, is better than what a Joe Flacco standing is right in the NFL. But I feel like he's just on that heater right now, dog. I don't know how you stop him. We watched him game multiple teams this playoffs, literally where it shouldn't happen, and he took the ball and said, "Nah, baby, I got it." Game. So I think this is going to be an awesome series. The Knicks and the Pacers, it feels like the 90s all over again.
The NBA is a much better place when Indiana and New York are good basketball teams.
Yeah. The NBA is a better place when you have the spots that really care about basketball when they have good teams. It's why like you said, it's why it's always great when the Knicks are better, because that passion leaks out everywhere, right? Even if you're not a Knicks fan, when the Knicks come and play you, if you know a Knicks fan, he going to be talking shit to you, and that's going to hype you up. That's going to bring more energy to the game. So all that being said, T, we'll start with you because I'm pretty sure we already know. I'm going to give you one last chance. Are you sure? Pacers in 5 is the pick you want to go with.
In 6.
Okay, Pacers in 6 is where he's going now. Okay, all right. Mace, who you got?
You know what, man? I just have to go with the Knicks, man. I feel like they just have enough perimeter players to throw at Halliburton to wear him down over time.
I am going with the Knicks here, and I think the X factor in this series is going to be OG Anunoby's defense on Tyrese Halliburton. He is the exact size and athleticism that you need to give Halliburton problems. Don't get me wrong, I still think he's going to play good this series, but I think there will be some moments in the series, some key moments where Anunoby is able to get a good contest on him, and it's going to make all the difference in what happens, whether the shot goes in or misses. I'm going to have to say Knicks in 7. I think this is going 7. These teams are very, very close. And I'm saying 7 because I still don't trust Cat. Look, the most alarming thing to me in this last series that I saw from any team was when Cat was letting Drew Holiday guard him. Brother, you are 7 feet tall. Get down there, put your damn hand up and get the ball. There's no reason when you have Drew Holiday on you that they should have to wait for you to get post position. They should be able to just throw it up. You go up, catch it 2 hands, power up, easy. But you know why they don't do it? Because you can't.
There was a reason. There was a reason at Kentucky that they were forcing him to play in the post. There's a reason for it. John Calipari, there's a reason for it, brother.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, Tibbs, you better tell that man. I hope Tibbs in these off days that they had sat him down and said, "Okay, come on, Carl. I want you to come sit down in my office. We're gonna watch some film." And I hope every play he showed him was every time he had a little nigga on him and he didn't get down in the post and get the ball. I hope every clip. I don't want him to show him nothing good. Show him every time he allows somebody to push him out that is 5, 6, 7 inches shorter than him. He's the reason I think it's going 7 because on talent, if Cat play like he's supposed to play, that should go 5 games because the Pacers don't really have an answer for him, right? They don't have a defensive answer, but you can't trust him to go down there and take advantage of the mismatches that he's going to get. Can't trust him, dog. Mace, I'm telling you, I was yelling at my TV when I'm watching this nigga getting pushed back by the free throw line by Drew Holiday, fam. I'm like, and you know I love Drew Holiday. It's been one of my favorite players in the NBA since he's been in there, right? I love the guy. Nigga, you are 7 feet tall. 7 feet tall, and you getting pushed out by a nigga that's like 6'4".
Hey, bro. Like I said, John Calipari was on to something. Because I remember in the pre-draft process, Pat was talking about his perimeter skill and how Calipari forced him to play in the post. He was on to something.
Yeah.
He knew that if he learned how to play in the post or he got comfortable playing in the post, it would be over for teams. But that's just not him, bro. He wants to be a 7-foot mixologist.
Look, it really drives me crazy. This nigga really wants to play like Kyrie, but he's 7 feet tall.
Exactly,
like, bro. You 7 feet tall. You not Kyrie. Kyrie does that stuff out of necessity. Do you think Kyrie would play like that if he was 7 feet? No. He'd be down there on the block. Give me the ball.
And like what's crazy is, right, he's got the mix up to like bring big men out to the perimeter and win. But teams know that he's not going to go to the post. So you don't necessarily have to put a post defender on him.
Yeah.
Like Cat can be on the floor and you can easily go small ball and feel confident.
Yep. But you can't. Because you can't trust him because he'll let a guy that's 6'4" push him out of the lane. But yeah, I think we're in for some great series here. Did just want to say, I don't care who wins that game 7 today. T-Wolves in 5. Yeah, you heard me.
Man,
Ant-Man about to go crazy. T-Wolves in 5.
Listen, bro. Ant's hit list in the playoffs is crazy, dog.
Like I said, T-Wolves in 5, baby.
Ant's hit list in the playoffs is crazy, dog. I just
the T-Wolves are that one step ahead of where the Thunder are in the development. Because I think the Thunder are winning this game, but I think they're that one step ahead because they have that one more year of playoff experience, right? That one more year of knowing what it takes to get it done. And last year, I think, was the moment when we knew, Ant coming back for the Avengers this year, and he on one. We're gonna see Ant Edwards in the NBA Finals, baby.
I need it, bro. I would welcome that. Like I said, I picked the T-Wolves to be in the finals, and I got to be right with one of my picks, bro. Like I can't be wrong on both.
Hey man, both my picks still alive, baby. T-Wolves and Knicks, let's go. All that being said, though, we know some of the teams that have went out. We saw there's clearly going to be some moves being made. There's clearly going to be some shakeups happening, like we talked about with Boston. But we know the biggest move that's probably going to take place over the course of this summer, Giannis is probably going to get traded. It's looking more than likely right now. All the reports coming out from NBA reporters is saying that Giannis wants out. He wants to go somewhere and have a chance to win. Gentlemen, I got to ask you, and we'll start here with you, T. Where do you think Giannis is going to end up here? Who is the team that you feel like they should go pursue Giannis because this would then push them over the top?
Honestly, there's 2 teams that come to mind. The first is one that we saw have a great season. Just when the playoffs came, that number 1 seed wasn't doing it for them. And I'm talking about the Cavaliers. The second and this is more so because I just want this to happen because I think we need it. It's the Bulls. Okay. Let's see.
This is wishful thinking.
Terrell out here rooting with his heart. He out here rooting with his heart. He didn't cut. Terrell's pick today, ladies and gentlemen, did not come to you from his brain. That came from his heart.
The first one came from my brain because I think Cleveland needs a big man like Giannis to help.
They ain't trading that nigga in their own division, baby. You crazy. That listen, I get what you're saying. They could use him, but there is a less than 0.5% chance that is going to happen. Like, I won't call it zero because you never know. I mean, we saw Luka get traded this year, right? So I won't call it zero, but less than 0.5%. Mace, what do you think Giannis ends up here?
There's only one spot he goes to, San Antonio.
Oh, you stole mine. Ah,
they got 2 picks. They have 2 picks in the top 12. And a contract in Chris Paul that they can move that's comparable to what Giannis' contract is. So the numbers are going to play out perfectly, and they have enough draft capital to entice Milwaukee into, hey, we might be able to hit on both of these guys in the top 12 on top of their pick.
Yep. Look, you completely stole my number one team here was San Antonio. Go get Giannis because Giannis and Wemby fit together. You know why? Because Wemby can play on the perimeter when he needs to. And Giannis, we know he will stay out if he needs to. He doesn't have to get in the way. He'll stay out. He'll be that second man. And look, I just want to say this too. They get that man, that 5-4 pick and roll is going to be something vicious. Oh my God. Giannis and Wemby running the 5-4 pick and roll? How do you stop it? How do you stop that?
You don't. You don't.
You bust them in the kneecaps. That's what you do. That's how you stop it.
You just have to let God take the wheel at that point and hope the turf monsters show up. Because listen, bro.
You're not
that's crazy, dog. That's crazy, bro, to think that your 5 and 4 can run the break. They can both bring the ball up. They can both initiate the offense. Yep. Yeah, bro. And neither one, like I said, neither one of them has to play in a designated area. Neither one of them has to play in the post. Neither one of them has to play on the perimeter like that. It's a very fluid transition for those two guys. And I think it'll play out perfectly. San Antonio, honestly, being in the number 2 pick spot, I think for them was probably best case scenario because it's hard to say that I'm going to pass up on Cooper Flag for anyone, right? But being in that number 2, knowing that you also have another top 15 pick as well, it makes it pretty easy to be like, it was either Cooper Flag or bust. Like everybody else has holes in their game outside of Cooper Flag coming into the draft. So it's pretty easy for them. I'm pretty sure that they are already gearing up the Giannis package, bro. It's
honestly, I think it's a perfect picture for everybody involved. Milwaukee, you're getting rid of Giannis, right? You know it's time to start rebuilding. Especially with Dame getting hurt, right? Like you're in a bad spot. You're not going to be good next year. No matter if you keep Giannis, it don't matter. You're still going to suck next year, right? But for San Antonio, it's perfect because you could probably trade, like you said, trade Chris Paul there, and then they'll buy Chris Paul out, and you can bring him on back, baby. So I think it is the perfect scenario for both teams involved because if we're being real, San Antonio don't need more young guys coming in there thinking that they about to be the man. Look, man, we already got Gladys Knight. We need some pips around here.
Like I will say this: if San Antonio does keep the second overall pick, I personally believe Ace Bailey is the guy. a 6'10", a 6'10" wing that can, a 6'9", 6'10" wing that can stretch the floor. I think that's what they're missing. But we'll probably get it. We'll probably have a longer draft talk here and there. So
you know what? Here's what I'll say to you on that one real quick. I could also see them going someone like a Dylan Harper, because their guard play is bad outside of Chris Paul. Like, you can't really count on anybody there to create any shots for anyone else outside of Chris Paul. So I could also see them going someone like a Dylan Harper if they do decide to keep the pick. But I'm inclined to think the same process as you there, which is that, hey, y'all about to probably try and trade this pick for Giannis. You're gonna make y'all have the pieces, all the pieces that are necessary, 2 first-round picks that are high enough, right? And you got a player
contract
that trade.
That fits.
Exactly. You got it. You got exactly what's needed. So I think that should be something that we should all keep our eye on here. And I think if San Antonio makes that move, Mace, I just want to remind you when I said Wemby gonna win the MVP next year, they get Giannis. That nigga 100% with it. Look, they get Giannis, nigga. I'm going right on DraftKings, making my bet. $100. Victor Wembanyama MVP. Because nigga, it's shoot in. I'm telling you. I promise you. Oh, goodness. But all that being said,
bro.
Hey, I'm glad. All that being said, though, is we did have WWE Payback happen, right? Like, the card was, man, whatever. But we did get something out of it. Backlash, excuse me. Payback, backlash, same difference, nigga. It's same difference, all right? They both mean the same thing anyway.
I'm trying to help your journalistic integrity, okay? You already took a hit once with the Nuggets and the T-Wolves, okay?
Like why are you bringing up old stuff?
Yeah, why you got to bring up old stuff, T? That happened like almost a whole hour ago at this point. Why you bringing up old stuff, okay? God, let me live.
We were past this, bro. We were past this. As a group, we did better. We're past this now, bro. We can't be bringing up old stuff.
I didn't bring it up out of the blue. I was just helping correct, you know.
Hater. All that being said, though, we are getting R-Truth versus John Cena coming up next Saturday at WWE Saturday Night. Gotta ask you, T, will R-Truth knock off John Cena?
Why are you asking me ridiculous questions?
Hey, hold on. What you mean? Hold on. R-Truth is a former world heavyweight champion. Why is it ridiculous?
He's a former champion in the NWA. Okay, let's just.
He's a former world heavyweight champion. Regardless, he's been a heavyweight champion.
And let's just ask.
And I've never, and you can't say I've never not counted TNA. I always count their belts. I haven't treated them like NXT and them fake titles that they got there.
Let me explain it to you like this. When was the last time we saw R-Truth in a world title match?
It would have been a couple years ago, as he was becoming the greatest 24/7 heavyweight champion of the world. That's when.
Mm-hmm. And since when have we ever? And mind you, I love R-Truth. Don't get it twisted with what I'm about to say, okay? I love R-Truth. I'll say, me and Debo, we talk all the time. We say, R-Truth is no longer a national treasure. He is just a worldwide treasure. And matter of fact, if we can find the Intergalactic Empire, they're going to say he's a treasure to them too. Because guess what? That man is gold. Everything he does is amazing. I don't see him knocking off Cena, because if you're going to take that belt off of Cena, it needs to be somebody that you're going to run with it for a while, because what's the point of having Truth take it off of him and then Cena win it back? So that Cena now has 18? It's just like, then you got to get new plates put on the belt too. You got to do all this extra stuff, new merchandise, all this stuff.
That means 18 is the new thing, baby.
Yeah, it's new merchandise. Like, do you really think people aren't going to go all out on Cena's merchandise, bro? Listen, bro. I don't think it will happen. Let me preface my statement by saying this, but it would be such a palate cleanse if R-Truth does win the title. It would be such a palate cleanse for the title picture because it's been too serious for too long. They need that comedic relief to just come in, do some stupid stuff for like 2-3 weeks with the title, just for him to lose it again at the next pay-per-view. Listen, bro, I don't make the rules. It's not my company, but the palate cleanse would be much appreciated.
Fair. For me, I think this match is going to go very much like Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, and Travis Scott is going to cost R-Truth this match, and we're going to end up with R-Truth and Travis Scott at SummerSlam. That is where I think is happening.
Hilarious, bro.
Like I
said, though, I'm rooting for R-Truth, right? Like I'm rooting for him. Like,
you see the way he's looking at me?
He's comedic gold, bro. Like I said, he's a treasure to all of us. Him in front of the camera is just chef's kiss, man.
What's the beef, T? What's the beef? What's the problem?
Why are you holding? Why are you trying to say that R-Truth is beneath being the Universal Champion, bro? Are you saying that he's beneath that? Are you saying that he's not capable? Of representing that title? Are you trying to tell me?
No, I'm looking at.
Are you trying to tell me?
I'm looking at Jerome talking about R-Truth versus Travis Scott at SummerSlam. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
But wait. You was okay with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, though. What's the problem here?
That was at a Backlash in Puerto Rico.
What difference does it make?
SummerSlam.
It's still a PLE. You see, you got to stop that.
But hold on, wait,
do the PLEs cost different money now? I mean, I'm pretty sure we all pay the same monthly fee for Peacock to get the PLEs. The price don't change depending on if it's SummerSlam or if it's Backlash.
Perception. That's what the difference is.
And plus, to hell with perception, brother.
And plus, this is going to be the first.
Would be
and this year is going to be the first two night SummerSlam too. And let's say when we're already making it, bro, and it's already a little bit atrocious because we got Cardi B. Let's say it's the host of it.
See here, y'all wrestling fans like you need to stop being weird. You should be happy that Cardi B is bringing her ass to SummerSlam and bringing eyes to it. Why is it that I keep having to have this argument with wrestling fans like this?
I don't mind. I don't mind if you bring somebody else. I don't mind if you bring somebody else
dense that you don't understand that this is bringing more eyes to the product that you love. The thing that you always want to happen, which is more people to experience the product. Now you're like, oh, let me complain because they're bringing somebody in that's going to do that. Stop it. You cannot have your cake and eat it too.
That's why I have cake and pie.
Listen, bro. Cardi at SummerSlam, I'm here for it.
I'm saying, Doug. What I truly don't understand what the problem is.
I'm here for it, bro.
Now I'm talking about T. I know you here for it. What is that? I don't understand what his issue is. You have a problem with cheeks now, T?
Listen, bro. I might take a Sunday off just to get 2 nights. You know what I'm saying? I might take a Sunday off just to be like, I need to be there for all of this, bro, because SummerSlam
in New York, New Jersey, whatever you want to call it.
So Johnny Knoxville get to have a match with Sami Zayn, and I ain't hear no complaints out of you.
But they also built that up for months.
So because there was a build-up, that's okay. So Travis Scott coming and smacking Cody Rhodes and then coming costing R-Truth the championship, you think they can't have a build-up leading up to SummerSlam?
If you go
hold on, remind me of something. Is SummerSlam next week? It's not even next month, is it?
Listen, bro. The R-Truth diss track versus Travis Scott is gonna do some numbers. Do you
all of it?
The R-Truth diss track is gonna feed families, bro. I'm just letting you know right now.
Here's my thing about it. Okay, we can book this, but we don't know what they're gonna do next Saturday.
It doesn't matter.
Listen here, wannabe Boulder Jr. Hit me with the it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just saying we can fantasy book it, but it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Yes, Travis Scott with R-Truth with some build up. I'll be that, but I'm also tired of hosts for certain events. Okay, I'm tired of hosts. That's just the truth.
Here come the
because like I say, if you're gonna have. That's right, curmudgeon. Like my first name Ebenezer.
This is his rigidity. It's too much change for him. You don't have a host? How dare you? There's not supposed to be a host for this show. How dare you?
Hold on. Wait, when Raw had all those guest hosts back in those dark times?
You complained. Yes. You complained. No, you're gonna stop. You used to complain. You stop that right now. You used to hate some of that. And then when it went from that to then the anonymous Raw, the computer being the GM, oh God, you hated all of that. So please stop it. Don't act like you did not hate that stuff. I wish we had our tapes so I could just go back and then send you clips of stuff you used to say because you hated that mess.
I hated some of it.
Some of it. See, here is some of it, he said. Yeah, whatever. We'll move on, though, because we got plenty of time to talk about the WrestleMania build-up, and I didn't want to get to this story here. So, obviously, I think everybody saw the story that came out about Caleb Williams over this last week, and basically, essentially, for those that did not see it, it was stating that him and his father when they finished meeting with the Vikings, they were very, very impressed with them, and they were feeling like that they needed to try and do whatever they had to do to get Caleb to Minnesota. They didn't really want Chicago. Caleb's dad on record is even saying that's the place where quarterbacks go to die, right? That's what he said. After Caleb meets with the Bears, he comes out impressed. He tells his dad that's the place that he wants to be. He's good with being there. He thinks he is the guy for the Bears. A lot has been made about all this that has came out. Should the Bear fans and Bears just in general be worried about this story at all, or is this completely something that's a non-issue?
How much guaranteed money does Caleb Williams still have on his contract?
A lot. A whole lot.
What's the likelihood that he's going to make $500 million on his second contract with Chicago?
Look, if he gets to that second contract, it's very high. He'll get $500 million.
Do y'all what are y'all talking about, bro? Listen. Everything, and then also on top of that, we know that Caleb Williams was a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, which means he was by osmosis a Packers fan. Where is the last place a Packers fan wants to end up?
Yeah.
Come on, man. If you really think college guys aren't fans of the league, are fans of teams and think that like, I wish I could go here, I wish I could go there. Sure, once that first check clear, you like, I don't care. But everybody has their preference. And let's be real, man. Jay Cutler was the most exciting quarterback that the Bears have had in the better half of the 2000s.
Nigga, ever. Nigga, just say it, ever.
So you would a quarterback who is a fan of the game is definitely going to be weary of going to Chicago. Let's just be real here. It's like, dang, Justin Fields went there, nothing. Jay Cutler was the most impressive guy y'all have had, and he wasn't even that impressive. You know what I'm saying? So as a quarterback, I would be weary. But like I said, when them checks start clearing, once you have to take people at their word. We've got to stop doing this thing where we don't believe people. If the GM
Look.
says we're gonna give you the talent and the weapons that you need, we're gonna put an offensive line in front of you. We're gonna take care of you. And for all intents, I mean, they've tried, right?
They've
done
now.
it. They're trying. So I mean, you have to take them at their word. And if Caleb takes them at their word, and them checks is clearing, stop crying, bro. It's not an issue.
Yeah, for me, this is a very simple one. Complete non-issue. 1,000%. I'm a Bears fan. If I was a prospect coming out into the draft, looking at where the Bears were last year, right? Brother, if I'm the top quarterback prospect, I'm like, nigga, I don't want to go there. No, not at all. Not at all. You're talking about a franchise that has never had a 4,000-yard passer, has a historic record of effing off quarterback development. I don't want to go there. But when you meet with the guy who's in charge now and you feel that, I have no issue with you saying, hey, I can rock with that. I am their guy. I am the right man for the job. I think to anybody trying to make a big thing about this is, one, they're bored. Two, they obviously have never competed in anything in their lives before, because we all, if you've ever had to try out for something, you're like, I don't want to end up on the bad squad. I don't want to end up there.
Why does that matter, right? Like, at the end of the day, we need to stop acting like football isn't a job for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Those checks are clearing. They come into work. Like, sure, there are the one or two guys in the league who just hate their job, hate their employer. Trey Henderson with the Bengals. but this is a job for those dudes. If you have a choice of like working for Google or working for the neighborhood tech company, who you want to go to? You want to go to Google, bro. Like, come on, man. Stop that. So, yeah, it's a non-issue. Like I said, checks are clearing. Bears are actively trying to make that offense better, make it tailored for Caleb Williams. It's a non-issue. Ryan Poles is at minimum at least trying to keep his word. We'll see if the moves pay off, but it's not like he said all these things and started drafting defensive players. Started bringing in, you know what I'm saying?
That's why we had to get rid of the dumbass head coach, because that's what he wanted to do. But T, how do you feel about this?
Are we, as Bears fans, Jerome, are we surprised? No. Say, plus, it's not like we weren't hearing rumblings of this last year before he got drafted. So for them to like want to bring this up, hey, it's official that he said this. Well, we were hearing about it, so why are we caring about it now? Hey, guess what? The guy is here. Like I say, the city is trying to embrace him. Like I say, he's trying to embrace the city. And guess what? Hey, at least that man can say something that no Bears quarterback has been able to say for almost 5 to 7 years. His team, the team he was ahead of, beat the Packers. Okay, so therefore, why are we even mad about this? Why are Chicago fans even worried about this? It's ridiculous. And let's go ahead. Let's go into this football season knowing that Caleb is our quarterback and that there's nothing else that we need to worry about, because we know who our quarterback is and we know who our coach is, and our coach is an offensive coach, and that's what Caleb needed last year, and they didn't give him it. Like I say, they should have got the guy with him at USC to be the OC, but no, they wanted to go with the Walrus, Shane Waldron, and then they kept Eberflus in charge way too long, and we saw how well he managed games. So, hey, let's go in there. We got Ben Johnson. We got the right. I think we might have the right pieces in place. But once again, it all looks good until we get it on the field. So let's see how the season plays out.
Yeah. All that being said, though, God, this is stories like this, gentlemen, are the exact reason why I hate this time of the year in sports. Jesus Christ, it only happens like this when people are bored out of their minds. Because then you can tell they're just like, I need some football in here. I need it. And so any little dumb thing like this, they get too excited about and they try and make a story out of it. So it's just completely a non-starter here with me. But all that being said, Mace, tell the people where to find you.
You know, man, Twitter, funky_stuff09, Twitch, twitch.tv/swaggymace. Hit your boy up. And yeah, man, y'all don't like y'all job either, but you still go because they pay you. Stop this.
Facts. T, tell the people where to find you, baby. Woo!
You can find me on Twitter/X on as The Real Trey Camp. And you can also find me on Instagram at @TCampbell_ITC.
And of course, you can find me everywhere at JSpanTheMan. You'll either see my pretty face or the ITC logo. Make sure you like, subscribe us, rate us, review us. If you only give us 4 stars instead of 5 stars, I'm inclined to think that you are a hater, and you don't want me to think that because when I see you, I'm going to call you out on you. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of your favorite weekly sports show, and that is ITC
Sportsball.
Jesus, we're all.
We don't have
So,
to be on time, bro.
It's our brand.
We don't